Hello and thank you for choosing Citywide RV. We've put together the following presentation to help familiarize you with the features of your rental unit. Please take a moment to watch the film and remember that you can always come back and review these videos if you need to refresh your memory. Thanks and have a great vacation.
And this unit comes with a 30 amp plug-in. We do send along an adapter, brings it down to 15 amp, just in case you're at a campsite that doesn't have a 30 amp hookup, or if you're at home. So everything inside the coach unit will operate on 12 volt or propane, with the exception of the microwave, the overhead air conditioning unit, the TV, and any of the power outlets, like in your house, the 110 power outlets. For any of those things to work, the unit needs to either be plugged into a power source or the generator has to be working. So the battery in the back, the coach battery, it has a disconnect at the bottom left corner here as you walk in the door. It's very simple. Up is on and down is off. If you have little kids come with and nothing is working in the back half of the vehicle, lights, etc., double check that somebody didn't accidentally hit this and turn it off. Just go ahead and push it in the up for the use section, and then everything should be working in the back half. The fuse panel on this vehicle is located underneath the dinette. On the fuse box, you just simply push it at the top and the panel will drop open. You have circuit breakers just like in your house. Those are for any of the 110 outlets or 110 accessories inside the unit. And you also have a bunch of fuses, just like a car fuses, for anything that's the 12 volt system. This unit is equipped with a propane and carbon monoxide detector. Basically, first thing, if the alarm goes off, obviously get everybody out safely. You want to open up all the windows to air it out. Next thing you want to do is double check that the coach battery is charged. This is hardwired to it, so if the battery is getting low on charge, it will alarm you to that. And after you clear it out and everything's clear, go ahead and push the reset button for 3 to 5 seconds to reset the system. This is the control panel on this unit. The first button, as far as the sensors go, is there's an LPG, which is your propane. Just simply push it and it'll tell you how much propane level is in the tank. Second button is battery. That'll tell you the battery condition as far as charge. That gets recharged by either the vehicle running, the generator running, or the coach plugged into a 110 outlet. Third button is a fresh tank. That's the fresh water. Simply push it and it tells you how much fresh water is in that tank. The black is your toilet waste tank. The gray is your gray water, so all your sinks, your shower, etc. tank. Several buttons down here. One is a water pump button, so if you need to move the water from the fresh tank to get the pressure in the sink or the toilet, just simply turn the pump on. Second button is for the hot water heater. Runs off of propane. It's a simple turn it on. The pilot light lights and ignites the heater. Takes 15 to 20 minutes. It's a fairly small tank, maybe an 8 to 10 gallon. So it's one shower, and then you might have to wait another 15-20 minutes for it to heat up again. And then to turn that off, it's just simple, push down to turn it off. Last thing on the display panel is the generator. How this generator works is you push down on the stop button to prime the unit. You'll see a red light come on. That means you know it's primed. Then go ahead and push up to start. This is the generator hours gauge that we go off of. To shut off the generator, just simply push the stop button. So the heat and air conditioning controls are similar to your house. You have your fan speed, which you have on auto or on, and you have low and high. You also have your heat function, which is to the right, and your cool function for the air conditioning to your left. The temperature is just adjusted by simply sliding this gauge over to what temperature you'd like it to be at. On this fridge, it's very simple to turn on. So to turn on to the propane or the gas, just simply push this switch to the right, and it'll tell you that it's on. To switch it to auto, go to the left. What that means is it's going to look for the electrical to be plugged in, or if the gas is on. At any given point, if this gas light is flashing, it'll be a yellow light. If that's flashing, the refrigerator is not working. Simply turn it off, and I recommend turning it back to gas, and let it reset itself. To adjust the temperature on this unit, it's very simple. You have a dial, 5 being the coldest, 1 being warmer. So there's an upper bunk that can be used for sleeping. Just simply take the insert and put it into the opening, and you're good to go. Thing I like to remind people is do not store any luggage, anything heavy up there. That includes people, children, while you're going down the road. The dinette actually breaks down into a bed as well. It's very simple. Just remove the top to the dinette, remove the leg on the table, set it down to the ground, and then this tabletop goes into this channel that runs all the way around in the hole. Just nicely set this into the hole. And the missing cushion typically is behind the driver's seat. Just install it. Alright, so window's pretty simple, straightforward. Unlock them, slide the window open. Just remember, as you're going down the road, it's not advised to have the windows open. This is just like a house screen. Doesn't usually handle 70 miles an hour very well. So typically what I recommend is having them shut while going down the road. There's also a privacy screen, which you just simply pull down. Just like your house. Again, definitely don't want to have the window open going down the road with that shade down. And then to put it up, you just simply push up. This unit has vents at the top for the ceiling to get the heat out. They work great. While stationary to get the heat out, it's very simple. Just crank them open. Only thing I want to remind you is don't have them open while going down the road. It's just a piece of plastic. It'll take damage if you're going 70 miles an hour down the road. So make sure before you ever leave, you keep these shut. But they work great to get the heat out of the unit if you're stationary. We have smoke detectors in all the units, just like your house. It's got a test and a reset button. Obviously, if you had issues with it going off, get yourself out, make sure everything's safe. As far as the stovetop goes, it's kind of like a gas grill. If you just turn the dial to light and then hit the sparker on the left side, it'll spark. That sparker operates all of them, so no matter which one you put on light, just simply hit the spark and it'll ignite any which one you have on gas. And then you control your temperature. Shut them off, just obviously turn them back down to off. So to light the oven, what you have to do is you have to turn the far right dial to pilot and push it in and hold while you light the pilot light. The TV is pushed up against the wall and in a lock position. In order to release it from the wall, there's a T-handle that you have to pull down behind it. So as you can see, the T-handle, just simply pull down and it locks the TV into place. Only other note on this TV is there is a DVD player attached to the TV. What you want to do is, if you're trying to watch a movie, make sure that you power on the TV, you use the remote and put it into DVD mode, then it will accept the DVD disc. As far as the cab of the unit, it's a GM chassis. It's pretty straightforward. Your cruise control settings are on the left side of the steering wheel right here. You have obviously your turn signals and your wipers on the left knob. The headlight switch is down on the lower left corner. You have several switches on the left side with mode buttons. This will indicate your tripometer, your distance, the time, things like that on the buttons on the left. These cabs are also equipped with a manual override transmission, which is the positive and the negative button. These things assist in going through mountain ranges or up and down steep hills. Heating and air conditioning controls are at the top. The little button here with the trailer is actually for towing. That's not used typically. The radio that's in the dash is actually run off of the coach battery, so the battery that controls the back half of this unit. So if you notice that the power's not on the radio as you're going down the road, you want to double check that the battery disconnect switch by the coach door, somebody hasn't shut it off, because this is powered by that back battery. City water hookup. So if you get to a campsite that has water hookup, what you do is you take that white hose that's in the storage compartment, you hook it up to the city water hookup, turn the valve on, and that will pressurize the whole unit, so you will not need the water pump. To refill the fresh tank on this unit, simply take the cap off, put the garden hose inside the hole, and fill it until it spews back out at you. Then you know that the tank is full. Go ahead and pull the hose out and replace the cap. This unit's equipped with a power awning. It's very simple to use. You basically push the out button, so down on this unit, and the awning will power out. So one of the things to remember about having the awning is don't have the awning out if it's very windy or gusty. The wind can tend to come and damage the unit because it's just a big sail. If you're going to leave the unit for a length of time or go to bed at night, make sure you roll the awning up so if in case a wind does come through and you're not there to close it quickly. Also, make sure you don't have a heat source underneath the awning because it can do damage to the vinyl. And definitely do not try to move the unit when the awning is down. So the toilet's pretty simple. The flush valve is a foot valve to the right side of the toilet, and just simply push it down and water will flush the toilet. At some point, if the odor gets too strong in here, or after you dump the unit, what you want to do is you want to pour in about a half a bottle of the chemical. It's very simple to do. Just take the cap off, open up the seal, go ahead and just flush the toilet and dump half a bottle down the toilet as you're flushing. This will help kind of break up the solid waste. It also take away some of the odor, and it helps to break down the tissue. As far as the paper used, what we always recommend is RV or septic safe. It does a lot better job of actually breaking down so that it doesn't create clogs before you dump the unit. When dumping the unit, the waste hose is in the back bumper, so simply remove this cap and then grab the hose and pull it out of the bumper. What you want to do is you have to unlock this door and then open it up. Remove the cap. Hook up your hose. And then what you want to do is you want to dump the black tank first. So on this unit, the black tank is on the left. So it's a slide valve, so you just simply pull it all the way open. And then once it's done running, shut the valve. After you've shut the black valve, go ahead and open the gray valve, sliding it open until you don't hear any water running anymore, and then go ahead and shut the gray valve. One thing to remember is you never want the black and the gray valve open at the same time. After it's all done, go ahead and unhook the hose, recap the connection, and put the hose back in the bumper.